My name is Marcus Hayes. I'm 41 years old and I live in Seattle, Washington. I'm an architect. I design buildings that will stand long after I'm gone, which is ironic because I couldn't see the cracks in my own foundation until everything collapsed. I've been married to Sarah for 9 years. We met in 2014 at a gallery opening. She was an interior designer showcasing her work. I was there because my firm had designed the building. We talked about negative space, about how emptiness can be just as important as structure. I thought it was the beginning of something beautiful. I didn't know she'd take that concept and apply it to our marriage. The first 7 years were good, better than good. We bought a craftsman house in Queen Anne, renovated it ourselves, spent weekends at Pike Place Market, hosted dinner parties where our friends would stay until 2 a.m., drinking wine and solving the world's problems. We were the couple people envied, stable, successful, happy. But happiness is like foundation work. You don't see the erosion until something shifts. It started small. Sarah working late more often, business trips to San Francisco, Portland, Vancouver, phone calls she'd take in another room. I told myself it was her career taking off. Her design firm was growing. She was ambitious. I admired that about her. I was busy too. We'd won a contract to design a mixed-use development downtown, 14-hour days, weekend site visits. I'd come home exhausted and she'd already be asleep. We became roommates who shared a mortgage. Our ninth anniversary fell on a Thursday, October 17th. Sarah had been planning it for weeks. She made reservations at Canlis, the restaurant where I'd proposed. She bought a new dress, navy blue, the one that made her eyes look like storm clouds over Puget Sound. She seemed excited. I was excited too. Maybe this dinner would be the reset we needed. I left work early, stopped at a jewelry store, bought her a bracelet, white gold with small sapphires. The woman at the counter said it meant wisdom and faithfulness. I thought about having it engraved, but decided against it. Some things don't need to be written down to be true. I got to the restaurant first. 7 p.m. reservation. The host led me to our table, corner spot, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Lake Union. The city lights were starting to flicker on. Everything felt right. Sarah arrived 10 minutes later. She looked beautiful, more beautiful than she had in months. There was something different about her, a kind of glow I hadn't seen in a while. I stood up, kissed her cheek. She smelled like a perfume I didn't recognize. "You look amazing," I said. "Thank you. You too." We sat down, ordered wine, made small talk about work, about the weather, about nothing important. I kept waiting for the conversation to deepen, for us to talk about us, but it never came. Halfway through the appetizers, her phone buzzed. She glanced at it, and something flickered across her face. Panic? Guilt? It was too fast to read. "Everything okay?" I asked. "Yeah, just work." "On our anniversary?" "I know, I'm sorry. I'll turn it off." She didn't turn it off. She just flipped it face down. We ordered our entrees. The waiter recommended the Wagyu beef. Sarah got the halibut. I remember that detail because it was the last normal moment before everything changed. Her phone buzzed again. Then again. She picked it up, typed something quickly, set it back down. "Sarah, I'm sorry. It's just there's an issue with the Portland project. The client is being difficult. Can it wait until tomorrow? I wish it could." She excused herself, took her phone, walked toward the restroom. I sat there, looking out at the lake, at the boats with their small lights drifting in the dark. I felt something settle in my chest, heavy and cold. She was gone for 15 minutes. When she came back, her eyes were red. "Are you crying?" "No, just allergies. The bathroom has some strong air freshener." I didn't believe her, but I didn't push. We finished dinner in near silence. The food was excellent. The conversation was dead. We drove home separately. She'd come from the office, said she needed to go back for a few hours. I watched her taillights disappear into Seattle traffic and knew, somehow, she wasn't going to the office. I went home, poured a glass of scotch, sat in the living room we'd renovated together, the exposed brick we'd argued about, the built-in shelves I'd designed specifically for her book collection. The house felt empty. Around 10 p.m., I did something I'd never done before. I opened her laptop. It was sitting on the kitchen counter, still logged in. I told myself I was looking for nothing. I told myself I'd find nothing. I found everything. Email after email, messages to someone named David Chen. They went back 8 months. At first, they were professional, He was a contractor she'd hired for a project. Then they got friendlier. Then they got intimate. David, can't stop thinking about last weekend. Me neither. This is complicated. Then uncomplicated. Leave him. It's not that simple. Marcus is a good man. But you're not happy. You told me that. I know what I told you. I scrolled through months of my wife's secret life. Hotel reservations in Portland, photos she'd never shown me, conversations about a future that didn't include me. The most recent email was from that afternoon. Sarah, I can't do this anymore. Tonight is my anniversary. I need to try to make this work. You've been saying that for months. When are you going to choose yourself? I don't know. I need time. I'll give you until tonight. After that, I'm done waiting. That's why she'd been on her phone at dinner. That's why she'd cried in the bathroom. She wasn't choosing between a difficult client and our anniversary. She was choosing between him and me. And she hadn't chosen me. I closed the laptop, finished my scotch, poured another. I didn't feel angry. I didn't feel sad. I felt numb, like I was looking at blueprints for a building that had already been demolished. Sarah came home around midnight. I was still in the living room, lights off, sitting in the dark. Marcus, why are you sitting in the dark? I turned on the lamp, looked at her, really looked at her. The woman I'd married 9 years ago, the woman I'd built a life with, the stranger standing in my living room. How was work? I asked. Exhausting. The client finally came around, though. Good, that's good. She sat down beside me. I'm sorry about dinner. I wanted tonight to be special. It was, I said, very revealing. She looked at me. What do you mean? I stood up, walked to the kitchen, came back with her laptop. You left this open. Her face went white. Marcus, who's David Chen? She opened her mouth, closed it, started crying. I didn't comfort her. I just waited. He's a contractor, she said finally. I know what he is professionally. Who is he to you? It's not what you think. 8 months of email says it's exactly what I think. She put her face in her hands. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Did you sleep with him? Silence. Sarah, did you sleep with him? Yes. The word hung in the air like smoke. I nodded slowly. How many times? Does it matter? Yes. I don't know. 10, 12, 10 or 12 times. I laughed, but there was no humor in it. And tonight, where were you tonight? I was saying goodbye to him. I told him it was over. I chose you. You chose me? I looked at her. You didn't choose me at dinner. You didn't choose me for the last 8 months. You don't get credit for choosing me now that you got caught. I wasn't caught. I ended it. I realized what I was throwing away. You realized you might lose your comfortable life, I said quietly. There's a difference. She stood up, trying to touch my arm. I stepped back. Don't. Marcus, please. I love you. I made a mistake. A horrible mistake. But it's over now. We can fix this. Fix this? I gestured around the room. I design buildings, Sarah. I know about structural integrity. I know about load-bearing walls. I know when a foundation is compromised beyond repair. What are you saying? I'm saying I want a divorce. The word landed between us like a demolition charge. No, we can go to counseling. We can work through this. I don't want to work through this. Marcus, please. Did he make you happy? I interrupted. She stopped. What? Did he make you happy? Is that why you did it? She looked at me with tears streaming down her face. I don't know. Maybe. For a while. Then I hope it was worth it. I went upstairs, packed a bag, called a hotel. She followed me, begging, promising, crying. I barely heard her. I was already gone. I spent 3 days at the hotel. On the fourth day, I went back to the house when I knew she'd be at work. Packed more of my things, left my key on the kitchen counter, filed for divorce the following week. Sarah called, texted, emailed. Her friends reached out. Her mother called and told me I was being too harsh, that everyone makes mistakes, that marriage is about forgiveness. I told her mother that forgiveness doesn't mean staying in a burning building. The divorce took 8 months. She fought it at first, wanted counseling, wanted mediation, wanted another chance. But I was done. You can't unring a bell. You can't unknow what you know. We split everything down the middle. She got the house. I didn't want it anymore. Too many memories of who we used to be. I moved to a condo in Capitol Hill. Smaller space, clean lines, no history. I threw myself into work, designed a library in Tacoma, an office building in Bellevue, a community center in Ballard, buildings that would outlast relationships. A year after the divorce, I was at a coffee shop in Fremont. I was sketching in my notebook, working through design problems. A woman sat down at the next table, knocked over her cup, spilled coffee on my sketches. "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." She was frantic, grabbing napkins, trying to blot the paper. "It's okay," I said. "Really, they're just sketches. They're beautiful. Are you an architect?" "Yeah. I'm Claire. I'm a disaster." I laughed. Actually, laughed. "Marcus, and you're fine." We talked for 2 hours. She was a physical therapist. She helped people rebuild strength after injuries. I told her I was rebuilding too. We went out for dinner the next week. Then the week after that, 3 months in, and I told her about Sarah, about the emails, about the anniversary that ended my marriage. She listened without judgment. That must have been devastating. It was, but I'm better now. Are you? I thought about it. Getting there. 6 months later, Claire and I were dating exclusively. A year after that, we moved in together. She didn't push me to talk about Sarah. She didn't try to fix me. She just existed beside me, solid and real. 2 years after my divorce, Claire and I were having dinner at a neighborhood bistro. Nothing fancy, just us, good food, easy conversation. "I want to ask you something," she said. "Okay." "Are you happy?" I looked at her, really looked at her. The woman who'd spilled coffee on my sketches, the woman who'd helped me rebuild. "Yes," I said. "I am." "Good, because I am too." We didn't get married right away. We didn't need to prove anything to anyone. But 3 years into our relationship, on a random Tuesday, we went to the courthouse and made it official. No big ceremony, no anniversary dinner at an expensive restaurant, just us and a future we were building together. I still think about Sarah sometimes. Not with anger, not with longing, just with the quiet understanding that some people come into your life to teach you what you don't want. I ran into her once about 4 years after the divorce, Pike Place Market. She was with someone, not David, someone else. She looked older, tired. She saw me, hesitated, then walked over. "Marcus." "Sarah." Awkward silence. "You look good," she said. "Thanks. You too." "I heard you got married." "I did. Are you happy?" "Very." She nodded. Looked like she wanted to say more. Instead, she just said, "I'm glad. You deserved better than what I gave you." "I know." She flinched, then nodded. "Take care of yourself, Marcus." "You too." I watched her walk away and felt nothing. No anger, no sadness, no what-ifs, just the calm certainty that I'd made the right choice. Here's what I learned from all of this. Love isn't enough. Trust is the foundation. Respect is the framework. Honesty is the structure. Without those things, it doesn't matter how beautiful the design is. It'll collapse. Sarah didn't cheat because I worked too much or because our marriage was broken. She cheated because she made a choice. Every text, every hotel room, every lie, she chose herself over us. And when someone shows you who they are, believe them. You can't save a relationship by yourself. You can only save yourself. I built a good life after Sarah, a better life. Claire and I have a daughter now, Emma. She's 2. She has Claire's eyes and my tendency to overthink everything. We live in that condo in Capitol Hill, though we're looking at houses in Wallingford. Last week, Emma knocked over a glass of juice on my sketchbook. Claire panicked, grabbing napkins, apologizing. I just laughed. "It's okay," I told her. "They're just sketches. They're your work. And this is my life. The work can be redone. This moment can't." She kissed me. Emma laughed. And I realized that this, right here, is what I'd been designing all along. Not buildings, not structures, a life worth living. The anniversary that ended my marriage was the beginning of everything else. Sometimes destruction is necessary for new construction. Sometimes you have to tear down what's broken to build something that lasts. I deleted Sarah's emails years ago. I don't need reminders of what she did. I have reminders of what I survived, what I rebuilt, what I chose for myself. If you've ever been betrayed, if you've ever had to walk away from someone you loved, if you've ever rebuilt your life from nothing, this story is for you. The best revenge isn't proving them wrong. It's building something so good, so solid, so real that their absence becomes irrelevant. I choose me. I chose me then. I choose me now, and that choice saved my life.